What's up, everybody? I totally messed up that whole. It's okay. I have sharp teeth, so it's kind of hard to talk. But either way, welcome to Born with a Controller. This is going to be the last video of Born with a Controller for this year. I know y'all was skeptical. Y'all was like, is he going to say the last video ever? No. This is the end of the season, and we're going to end it with my homie, Vaquero, aka Ghost, aka the Captain. Vaquero, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Howdy.
Howdy, indeed. So, as you know, Born with the Controller is your story, your origin story of how you became a gamer. And we're going to have a few questions, little inquiries, maybe expose a little content. But anyway. No. We're going to keep it as rated R as possible.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So, Mr. Vaquero, what is your first memory of video gaming?
So, believe it or not, the first memory of my gaming is actually the oldest memory I can remember.
Okay.
The first gaming memory I ever had was playing Super Mario on the NES with my cousins in her room, playing Super Mario, playing Duck Hunt with the dog that goes like. I remember all of that from when I was a kid, and that is really and truly the very first memory I've ever had of gaming.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like, that was the dual combo of the Duck Hunt and the Super Mario Brothers game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
right.
That was my first gaming. Anything that I can remember back to is sitting on my cousin's floor, getting that controller and just playing Super Mario and asking my cousin like, "Hey, how did he get Super in his first name? You know, my name's Mario, his name's Mario. How do I get Super in front of my name? You know, that's something I've always wanted to know."
I actually got the answer to that. You pretty much beat Super Mario Brothers in one go by yourself.
Dude, that's a challenge I'll take. That's a challenge I will take. If I get to put Super at the beginning of my name, shoot, I'll do a rebrand to call myself Super Mario.
Well, we'll see what happens at the end of this interview to see if you deserve the Super in the Mario. We'll see what happens.
Tenfold.
But now, were you the youngest of this group? Were you like the baby?
So at the time I was the youngest. I had my cousin who was about, I want to say about 10 years older than me. And then I had my older brother who's 6 years older than me. So at the time I was the youngest. And then probably about 2 years down the line, I became second youngest, introducing to my little brother.
Oh, okay. So you stopped being the player 2 and he became the player 2.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was a thing because, you know, a few Christmases down, I got the original Xbox.
Ooh, dang.
And, you know, I started off playing like Halo Combat Evolved, a game called iNinja.
Okay, I remember
things like that. Yeah, like those were the games that I used to love to play as a kid. Like Combat Evolved and all that was just, it was like the starting point of me wanting to keep playing video games and seeing where it was going to go from there.
Okay. So to segue into that, what was the first game that you ever conquered by yourself with no help from anybody else?
Oh, that's Halo.
Ooh, you beat Halo by yourself. What level though?
Yeah. Hardened, ooh. If I remember correctly, because I never was a person to go normal.
Okay.
I always was like, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to beat this and laugh in my little brother's face.
So did you feel that at this point your gamer genes kicked in and you were born to be a gamer?
Yes, actually I did, because if for anyone that does know me, I love playing campaigns. Campaigns and me are that thing where it's like, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to beat this game, and I'm going to listen to this story, and I'm going to play it the way I want to play it, kind of way.
I feel like you just betrayed the whole Call of Duty community, because everybody in Call of Duty wants to play multiplayer first before campaign. And you heard it here, people. He said campaign first. It's true. He said it.
Campaign, because the campaign will give you those nice little instructions on like how to do things. It'll let you kind of polish the movement before you take it in there. And for those people that are like, it's all about the KD, no, it's not. It's you trying to have fun with the game. Yes, there are people that prioritize, but there are people that want to just enjoy the game and have fun. Now, don't get me wrong, I do get sweaty. For the people that know me, they've seen me get sweaty.
Oh, trust me, they're going to see how sweaty you get, because I did make a lot of clips for your Twitch channel. Trust.
Yes, that's true.
We're going to show those clips. Trust me, everybody. But you heard it here. Come on now. The campaign is pretty much your instruction manual. And that's how I always felt. So if you don't know how to play, go into the campaign, get an idea of it, then get into multiplayer. That's how I see it. That's just me personally. But you will not die on this hill alone, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight it true that I got to play the campaign before I even touch the multiplayer.
So, what game did you feel made a big impact on your gaming life?
So the game that probably made the biggest impact for me would most likely be Gears of War, believe it or not. So the reason I got Gears of War was, at this time, my parents were going through a divorce,
Sorry,
and yeah, it's fine. And I had a little brother. So I was like, how do I make sure we don't, he doesn't think about it. I was a little older at the time.
Yeah.
I want to say he was about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And I was going into, I was like, what game will keep, I gotta do something to keep his mind off of it. So that game, the main characters, Marcus and Dom, R.I.P. to Dom.
Yeah, you had to bring that up.
Yeah.
You didn't have to bring that up. Maria!
So no, yeah, that game actually made a big impact on me because that was the first game I actually ever let my younger brother be player 1. Because of the fact that his name is both Marcus and Marcus. So I was like, look, hey, you get to be player 1. I will play as Dom. And let's beat this together.
Look at you being a true big brother.
Yeah, I mean, I had to. And it was like, I'm good at games. He loves to see me play games. Yeah. Like, let's do this together. And ever since then on, me and him have beat the original 3 together. And he's always been player 1 when it comes to Gears of War.
That's what's up. I like to hear that. So would you say that gaming helped you get through those struggles in life when it was like down in the dumps, and you obviously used it to help your little brother as well? So
yeah, no, it really did, because it was like it gave me a way to go into a world where I could be somebody else. I could take out my frustrations and stuff like that, or just do a little thing of just like, hey, spend time with my brother who, was younger and stuff like that. And so it was a good way for me not to think, as well as to, spend time with him and keep his mind off of it as well.
That's what's up, man. I mean, I give you props for actually doing that. You found the way to actually help your little brother and yourself at the same time, but you was mostly thinking about his needs as well. So that was pretty good. That's pretty good of you. But other than that, so what other struggles as a gamer you felt that was really coming down on you for being a gamer? Like, did you ever have any of those type of situations, where you bullied, anything like that?
Yeah, so I was bullied a lot as a kid. I was one of the bigger kids of my class and of the school, to be quite honest, because I come from a very small town, small school. So I was kind of always bullied on my size, and then I'd always talk about video games in public. Back then, talking about things like that was taboo. You weren't allowed to talk about, the animes you watched or the games you played, because you were considered a nerd or a geek like that. And it was one of those things where it was like, at a time I was like, maybe I shouldn't play them anymore, because people just keep on picking on me, stuff like that. And it wasn't even I was too young to think that, just don't tell them about it. Like, why would you stop playing the thing that you love? No, no. My adolescent brain was just like, I should stop for a while, and then come to realization. It was like my brother would come home and be like, hey, you want to play games? And I'd be like, yeah. Like, part of me was just like, yeah, why would I want to stop? My brother enjoys this, I enjoy this, why would I want to stop, kind of thing. So yeah, I was definitely bullied as a kid for it. But now that gaming has become what it's become, you have all these content creators and stuff like that. It's like, where was this when I was a kid? I got the people that yeah, like,
it was there, but you just had to be in that certain circles.
Yeah, but that was the thing. It was kind of like the thing of, my friends and I used to love playing games and stuff like that, and it was like, man, I always wish we could find a bigger community. But at the time, I actually didn't have internet. I didn't have internet till I was 18 years old and out of high school.
Yeah, I ain't having real internet until like, what was it? Cable internet came out in '97 in my hood, so it was a big game changer after that.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It was like, my aunt, when I turned 18, got internet for her house, and I was still going to college, so I was driving back and forth to college, and I was like, So I remember I bought a laptop for school.
Yeah.
And what I did was I got my aunt's Wi-Fi, clicked it onto my computer, and it attached my Xbox One to it so I could play online. And I remember getting a phone call saying, "Why is my internet running so slow?" I have no idea.
Ooh, you.
I was like, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm stealing internet from my aunt. I'm going to die.
Like, don't worry about Auntie. It must be, call your cable provider or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's nighttime. I literally told her it's nighttime. There's a lot of people that use the internet. It's probably running slow for you.
What the hell is she doing up so late playing it? What, using the internet? What's going on here?
I kind of messed up when I was younger, showing her how to play, like how to text and like video chat with their family, with their friends. I was like, that next morning I got a text message that was so long saying like, "You are playing your games, your laptop's connected to your Xbox." I was like, dang it. I forgot to get rid of the evidence.
I mean, hey, you can't blame you. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. And she my aunt was always loving, so she was like, "Well, I'm not gonna get mad at him for it. I'm just gonna make a scene just because it's, you know."
On that note, so being a fellow Titan like me, outside of gaming, what else did you do for yourself?
So outside of gaming, you know, believe it or not, I was an all-around student. So I was in band, I was in mariachi, I was in UIL, I was a football player.
Wait, what's UIL? Back up. What was UIL?
So UIL's like proofreading. It's like special curricular events, like with education and things like that.
Nice.
So it was kind of like for the kids that were a little bit smarter in certain areas, you could go and compete against other schools.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Damn, big brain over here.
No, believe it or not, it was I was the only thing I was good in was the science.
Okay.
So that's my teacher would always be like, "Hey, there's a thing for science and history, and you keep getting perfect scores on your history tests. How about you do this?" And, you know, believe it or not, I won for a while, and then I was like, it's kind of stuff I already know, so I kind of want to, you know, I kind of wanted to have fun. So like on that it was fun for a while, and then I became, you know, a football player, power lifter, track. Yeah, I had no weekends off.
Yeah, you kept yourself busy, Jesus.
Yeah, no, and it was kind of that thing because it was like gaming kept me busy at home.
Yeah.
But when I was at school, I kind of needed things to keep my mind off of, you know, other things, you know, teenage life.
I got you.
So I was like, I'm just going to do everything I can. I'm going to be the most well-rounded student I possibly can be.
What was your position in football?
I was offensive center. I was the center for 3 years on my varsity team. I was 2-time All-South Texas for that, 2-time All-District.
Okay, all right. So I'm saying if we played a scrimmage, you think you could take me on?
You're big. Fought bigger.
Remind me of that Ghostbusters skit talk about you wasn't great. I have many, but not better.
Yeah, so I think the toughest time I ever had with that was I went up against, so by the time I was a junior I had a D1 scholarship to TCU.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up meeting in one of the state regional tournaments was a guy who had a D1 to Baylor. For people who don't know, TCU and Baylor have the biggest rivalry ever, and he was a nose guard at a whopping 7-1.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that time was probably the hardest time I ever had because we were like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you out before you get to that college."
He was like, "Oh, I want to play with you."
Yeah, yeah, like this is gonna be fun. And my teammates were like, "Why do you think it's fun?" It's a challenge.
Facts. Like, ladies and gentlemen, this goes again. Size does not matter.
Yeah,
this makes it more fun.
Yeah, especially it's like that achievement, that one achievement that you're always looking to get in a game.
Yeah,
it's like, how far can I push myself to get this achievement?
There you go.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, there you go. See, that works out well. So right now, what would you say is your top favorite genres in video games right now? You can make it simple. Make your either top 3 or top 5. You choose.
So believe it or not, you know me. I'm a big first-person shooter. Okay. You know me. That's my bread and butter right there. I love first-person shooters. Yeah. For anyone that's ever seen me, if you just see one guy that's moving forward and the rest of the team's back in the area, you're probably seeing me.
Okay,
that's probably me running across. My next probably would be horror.
And we know how well you are in horror.
Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, what are you doing? You know.
This boy is Phasmatopia, I swear to God.
Hey, you know, you gotta laugh at yourself every once in a while.
No, I got you.
It's great for my community and great for me because it's like we're laughing at a singularity.
Hey, man, you better than I am, man. I can't mess with no horror like that.
Hey, as long as they don't put any like Hispanic horror origin ghost in there, I'm perfectly fine. But as far as they start putting in like El Cucuy or La Llorona, hey, I'm not playing the game anymore.
This is what I've been meaning to talk to you about as well. You talk about you want to fight the Jersey Devil and all that stuff, but you can't even take on La Llorona, who's just a woman that just lost the kids.
That drowns you, Kuma. That drowns you.
And what do you think the Jersey Devil's going to do to you?
Hey, the Jersey Devil ain't got nothing on me.
Yeah, okay. You can't handle a woman in water, but you can handle the Jersey. Yeah, okay. That's the logic we're dealing with, people. This is the logic we're dealing with. Okay, all right. So
hey, because believe it or not, it's you know, the third game for me is I love puzzle games. I love like figuring out crimes or things like that.
Yeah.
I love those style of games.
Okay, like having noir and stuff like that.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. I love anything that has to do with like crime.
I can get you for Christmas.
Hey, if it's a puzzle game or something like that, just know I'll be streaming that till I finish it because I'm that kind of person.
I mean, that's fine, but as going back to you, because I see you're prominent in FPS. Now, what is your favorite FPS game so far?
You know, a lot of people would expect me to say Call of Duty, and I think the very first person shooter game that I truly fell in love with was you remember that this was an old game. It actually wasn't even first person. It was actually a third person. Do you remember this game from Tom Clancy called Simplify back on the original PlayStation?
You're showing my age right now, sir.
How? I played this game.
But you got to realize I got a decade over than you. Okay, so
hey, good point. So then you remember it.
I was there when it first came out.
Hey, it was a great game. That game made me fall in love with like shooter style games. It was great.
I get that because I guess that's what made them move on to like Rainbow Six and stuff like that.
Yeah, that and it was like, man, the graphics were horrible. Now looking back at it, oh my god.
I mean, at that time, it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Okay.
Yeah, hey, you know what was funny though is like when I first saw it playing, I was like, man, these graphics are so amazing. It looks almost real like. And then going back to it, and you're like, what the hell was I thinking? What the? I was like, this guy doesn't even. This guy's got a club foot. That guy's got a head the size of a what? What was I thinking?
The hands were like stuck like this and everything.
Yeah. It was like, when this guy shot a taser, it just was like a fast little line that they probably scribbled to make it look like it was getting
electricity. It wasn't even a line. It was just like, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. So I know that you said that, you know, Simplify was your favorite, but if you were to like go into, I want to say, a Call of Duty elitist style, what would be your go-to loadout for anybody to start off with?
Oh, loadout. Oh, shoot. So
like if you was training a pusher like you, what would you start them off with?
So the thing with the pusher is you can have two close range guns. You can be very efficient in that. But I believe that you should have a long to mid range and a short range.
Okay.
Your primary gun for me, you know, a lot of people are going to talk stuff, but I still truly to this day love the M13.
Oh.
That M13, people are going to be like, it shoots marshmallows. That's fine. But guess what? The marshmallows are going to hit every time. They're going to be accurate compared to that one gun that probably hits like a hammer, but takes forever to hit or misses a lot.
Well, that makes sense, yeah. So what would be your attachments for that?
For my attachments, it would most likely be the monolithic suppressor, the Valak 3x optic, the 60 round mag, the Commando foregrip, the TAC laser, and the XM marksman barrel.
Okay. It's follow-up question. What kind of tactics would you have to, like, if you gave some advice playing Battle
Mhm.
Royale game, what kind of tactics would you utilize or try to teach somebody to do in Battle Royale?
So with battle royale, there's going to be a lot of encounters that you're going to fight where you're going to see people at a long distance. If you have the opportunity to mount. You want those bullets to be accurate. Yes, there is a slight bullet damage drop off, but if you have the opportunity to mount to make sure you get that kill, do it. It's going to help out in the long run. Make sure to always center your reticle, because if you're pushing uphill and that thing's centered, guess what? You're going to get if it's being centered, you're going to get a quicker response time than someone looking down. Because then you got to pull it all the way up and then mark on that person, as to where you always being centered will give you that quick little in any direction.
So anybody wants to challenge Vaquero to some Battle Royale, I'm setting him up to
Hey,
trying to give you some competition. And ladies, I mean, any FPS ladies out there, hello. Just saying. All right, so what is your biggest peeve with Battle Royale?
you know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, death comms are great and stuff like that and things like that," but I hate toxicity. I hate toxicity in anything. If you've seen me play and you know me, I'm not a toxic person. Someone can tell me stuff and I'm not gonna tell them anything back, because it's like, like I don't see the point of you getting this mad over me killing you or winning. If you're gonna get this mad, you should probably give it up. It might be better for your health.
I mean, it could be a venting mechanism. Who knows? But you're probably right about
Dude,
that.
you've seen some of them hop cams. Do you think that's venting?
I mean, we do know somebody that does vent really well.
Hey, good point.
So,
touche,
yeah,
touche.
He can vent like no other's business. Just saying.
Hey, but that's part of her charm. That's why we love her.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, so going back to thinking about the past and present, what do you feel about gaming now versus gaming back then?
I guess, like, if we're going off a personal level, back then it was kind of just me and my brother. So it was kind of like, it was a cool way to having fun, things like that, and, you know, spending time with my family. And now that I have internet and I have the, you know, now I'm on a PC and stuff like that, gaming has come so far to where now I can play with people from across the world. Like, we have friends from England, we have friends from across the states, and it's so cool because it's like, you know, this past thing with COVID, it was like we had to stay in a lot. Oh, yeah. But because of it, we made so many friends from across this, you know, this area and things like that. So I love that now I can play with anybody. The walls are no longer there. I can play with anyone who I want to play with, you know?
I got you. So this might be a scary question for you, or it might be a fun question for you. But if you could digitize yourself into any video game, what game would it be?
Do you want the serious one or you want the joke one first? Because if we're going joking,
both. I want both.
Okay, jokingly, I'm gonna put myself in Dead Space.
Wait, pause. What kind of masochistic thing to say? Why?
Dude, it's Dead Space. It's one of those things where I was like, man, I'm playing that game at my house by myself with the lights on and getting scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's the difference between putting yourself in it, though, because your survivability rate, even in Phasmophobia, is pretty minute, sir.
I did say jokingly.
I know, joking. That's not funny. It's not funny at all. The things you gotta do in Dead Space, the things you gotta deal with, they got demon babies. Demon babies with spider legs.
I forgot about the demon babies with spider legs.
Funny. I thought you was going to jokingly say like Genshin Impact or something like that, but you went Dead Space. That is sadistic and masochist, sir. You got issues.
Oh, we all have a little issues, if you know what I mean.
Oh my! Even Dead or Alive would have been jokingly, but whatever. That's you. Okay, serious then. What's serious? What's the serious answer?
A serious question. You know, you go back to the whole survivor thing. I would want to put myself, most likely, I can't remember what was it? It was a game that I remember playing when I was a kid um, dang, it can't get. It's coming to my tongue.
Describe it. I probably know it.
So, do you remember this? It was definitely a first person shooter. I remember that. Oh no, now I remember it. You know what game I loved playing as a kid?
Okay.
Little green men, the green army soldiers.
Oh.
Just because it was so funny to play, like the littlest of, seeing the big old tub
for Toy Story. It felt
like it really was. But I'd love to put myself in that game just because it's like you get to see the tub all big, and if I touch the water, I'm gone.
Seeing you hopping around on that.
Yeah, just to have that little thing where you have to hop around just to do it, just to be funny.
God. Oh my god. That is too funny, man. You went from Dead Space to Green Soldiers. The toy Green Soldier, man. Oh my god.
That game was hilarious when I was a kid, because I was like
they did a Super Soldier version of that too, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember the cups were the portals. You could go through the cup and it would teleport you to another area.
That game was hilarious. Oh my god. All right.
It was bad, but it was enjoyable,
Nah, dude, if you enjoyed it, it doesn't matter if it's bad or not. I mean, I got a few bad games that I enjoyed, but yeah, I could. If you want to put yourself, you showed some interesting worlds. I give you that. You very masochist and very funny, so it works. It's the best of both worlds for you. I could dig it. I give it to you. All right, so more on a serious note, who is your inspiration as you grew
up? So believe it or not, I didn't actually start looking at streamers and content creators until I was probably about 16. Mm-hmm. But believe it or now, are we talking about someone I admire from the gaming community, or are we talking about
anybody in the gaming community or real life, in your life? So it could be anybody.
So I'll give you the two parts to that one. So in my gaming community, most likely would have to be Mr. Markiplier.
Good choice.
I love Markiplier. I love that he has built a community where it's like everyone talks and stuff like that. They love who he is. He makes people's day better.
Oh yes.
Things like that. Because I was going through a rough patch in my life out of college and things like that, and it was like, man, my friends are dealing with their lives also, and it's like I don't want to bother them. So what did I do? I turned on YouTube one day, and I remember Five Nights at Freddy's being like the biggest thing at one point in life. And I clicked on a random person's channel, and since then I have been a Markiplier fan ever since, because the way he communicates to his viewers and things like that, I love that. And that's what I eventually want for my community. I want to make someone's day better by either them laughing with me, or B, laughing at me, and which apparently B's more of the option, as if anyone's ever seen my content.
Nah, you succeeded both. You're very entertaining when you do your stream, so you're doing a good job.
Yeah, well, thank you.
No problem.
And then I guess, so in real life, it's got to be my dad, because I mean, my dad, believe it or not, when my parents divorced, he was a single parent raising two boys. He's a very hard worker, and he always told me that, if you start something, don't give up on it. You keep writing it out and things like that. And he's like, one day you're gonna find something that you truly want to do, that you're gonna love, and you're gonna keep on wanting to do it. He's like, yes, there will be times that it's hard, but keep going, because you never know. One day might be bad, the next day, who knows? You could find the best thing ever. You could meet someone that is gonna be a long life friend. So my dad is, my real time person that I truly admire, because for the past 18 years, he's been waking up every morning at 2:30 o'clock in the morning to go to work, which is also an hour drive from his work.
For you, everybody, that's inspiring right there already. Damn. All right, man, Vaquero, yo, it's been awesome. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but we just have to ask one last thing. What kind of inspiring words would you have for new gamers, new streamers, anybody that's want to get into what you're doing?
For new streamers, I know it's before you even click that live. I know it gets scary. You gotta push past it. Luckily enough, I had Kuma, I had our lovely friend Mangu Butts and stuff like that telling me, hey, you just gotta press go live. Have fun with it. Don't think of it too much as a job. Have fun with it. Be yourself. Laugh when it's funny. communicate. Just be you. And there's definitely going to be people out there that love your content because you are you. Do not ever think that because people aren't watching and stuff like that, that it's never going to happen. No, it's going to happen. You're eventually going to find those community of people that you want as long as you stay true to yourself. So play on, live well, and I promise it will come eventually.
That's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Everybody, Vaquero, the captain, the ghost himself. Yo, let them know what you're going to be playing soon. What is your streaming schedule like?
So I stream over on Twitch, Vaquero 777. Most likely you'll find me every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You can either catch me Sundays. I'll be playing at 9 a.m. Central Time because I do live in the great state of Texas. And any other days will be at 5 p.m. Central. And I will most likely be playing Call of Duty or horror games.
Oh boy, yo, I gotta be there for the horror games, especially, man, because it's gonna be funny and fun in a bun. All right, everybody, yo, thank you again for sitting with us for this interview. I'm gonna put all his information below, so y'all better go follow all his social medias and his Twitch channel. This guy is gonna be doing big things. You better be ready for that. And as always, be ready, because Born with the Controller will be back next year. This is the final episode for this year. We're going to be starting season 4 soon. So if you want to get down, interview with this beast, let me know. Hit me a DM on my Twitter, Twitch, whatever you at, all right? And as always, beast out.